No. Yeah, so you're not going to be able to say anything.
Yeah, nice to meet you too. Seen you many times.
I have no idea. It's the parent saying it. It's not the $10. It's the engagement. Right? So it's literally maybe like 3 minutes. No negatives. That's, Eric, that's the issue.
Yes. Hello, everybody.
Morning.
Good morning. We are packed. Well, there'll be more people later from 6 to 8 and everything. Welcome to the SoCal Business Network Supercharger. My name is Ira Bowman. I am your host, maybe not with the most, but something. Anyways, I'm excited to have you. What is this thing? I've been thinking about this thing for months. It came to my mind in May. The idea was to come up with a win for 3 groups. A win for the audience, obviously, a win for the speakers, and a win for Bowman Digital Media. So I was trying to figure out a way, how can I give the audience enough value to get them to take a day off of work and come visit us here? How can I get the speakers enough value if they will want to travel from Hawaii, Washington, Oklahoma, Delaware, Nevada, Southern California? Yeah, we got people from Washington, we got people from all over the place. So I'm excited by that. So today what we're going to be doing is we're going to be doing 3 things. We're going to be doing speeches, we're going to be doing networking, and we're going to be doing a LinkedIn training. So the itinerary pretty much goes like this. We're going to have speaking, and then we're going to have network, and then we're going to have lunch, and then we're going to do a LinkedIn training, and then we're going to do speeches, and then we're going to do some more networking, and then we're going to say, see you later. We are live right now on YouTube and Facebook, but we're going to have to go live multiple times because of the way this show is set up. That's okay. So if you're looking for the LinkedIn live session online, you will not find it. That will not be broadcast live, but that will be your advantage for being here. I think that starts at 1 o'clock if I remember right. Anyways, I do want to say thank you to Centric Foundation for being a co-host of this event, for sponsoring the event. And Joel, if you would like to come up, Joel Clelland is going to be the MC today because I'm going to be running around with my camera taking pictures. So we have some door prizes right now. If you're here, you are 100% going to get something. Because we have more stuff than people at the moment, but there'll be people later. There is lunch. It's complimentary. It's part of the event. We're going to be doing just 1 second, Fred. There's 2 types of box lunches, just to be for those of you who are vegetarians. If you're a vegetarian, I have 5 that I ordered. So just the rest are all turkey sandwiches and stuff. It's very exciting food. But anyways, Brad.
You drop the mic about 3 inches because it's snapping.
That is good feedback. And
Thank you, Brad.
since you didn't set it up, let's just see. Is that better?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. That's good. And I don't really care about myself on the video there. So without further ado, we're going to have Joel take it over. Yes. Yep. So we're going to have Joel take over. The way it's going to work, we're going to have 2 speakers, and then we're going to have a networking session, and I'll explain the networking session. We're going to have 2 different networking sessions today. We're going to do it 2 different ways. So I think you're gonna like it. We're gonna do that more fun like thing first. So anyways, without further ado, this is Joel Clelland. Thanks so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you, Ira. Glad that you're here. Glad that you're here. And I'm glad that I'm here, which means I'm above daisies. We're going to start with speakers, and then we're going to get into what swag is going to be given away after the first two speakers, and then we'll do a giveaway right before the first networking. Welcome. Our first speaker today is Jamar James, and he is relatively local, and I believe he's here somewhere. Okay. If not, we might have to flip a speaker. But I'm going to give you his introduction. Jamar James, affectionately known as the digital currency guy, is a strong crypto advocate for financial freedom and independence. Jamar leads a trading mastermind community called DCG Mastermind that empowers entrepreneurs in the digital asset area. In addition to teaching others, Jamar has a unique way that he is utilizing community DAOs, NFTs, and trading in a private investment club. Jamar has helped thousands of people embrace crypto and is the leader in crypto trading and NFT collectibles. On a personal note, I had a chance to work with Jamar for a number of months as he worked in an advisory capacity with Centric. So that's his connection to me, that's his connection to Centric. His connection to this event is that he was fortunate enough to meet our dear friend Ira probably a few weeks back. And without further delay, I want to please give a warm welcome as we bring up to the stage Jamar James.
Hey, good morning, everyone. Good morning. Good morning. So, my name is Jamar James. I'm a crypto alcoholic. This is the first meeting today on crypto. And, crypto to me is really about the future. And it is about embracing what's to come. Money has been around for, hundreds of years, and money has normally been issued by who's ever in power, right? So throughout the history of mankind, Roman Empire, issued currency, and that currency was only backed by the faith of the government. And when we look at the United States right now, we ask, what is money backed by? Well, money in the United States, the dollar, is backed by the faith in the government. And when people lose faith in the governments, the currencies over history has suffered. For me, the value in life is about relationships. And relationships and community, determines what's valuable. And so there's places like in the islands where they haven't had a government kind of enforce. They have things like rice farms that families have passed from generation to generation. That hey, if you have this stone, you have a wealth on this island. And so, from the basis of mankind, people have always determined what's valuable. Currency today, the freedom that we think we have with the currency, right? It is all based on what the government says. And my purpose for embracing cryptocurrency is that I want ownership. I want to give power back to the people. People can determine what's valuable. Relationships that we have is valuable. Family is valuable. The community, it's all has a lot of value as well. And so one of the reasons that I embraced crypto back in 2016, my background is I was a professional trader. I've managed money, I've managed hedge funds. A lot of lives have been orchestrated and determined by companies that, say, hey, you can take the day off on Friday to go see your kids play. Or, hey, you need to be here, and you can't leave. And we've been controlled by resources, right? And those resources have been also issued by the government, by your employer, and part of the cryptocurrency is about having the freedom, about having something that is decentralized. It's not centralized, meaning it's not controlled by one entity. It's not issued by one entity. That is, for me, the reason why I embrace crypto. I embrace crypto as an alternative to what was centralized. I embrace crypto as a protest to, having my accounts seized by the IRS, going through an audit, and then telling me that, hey, I can't take care of my family because I don't have the resources. It's locked up in the bank. As an alternative way, I embrace crypto so I can actually deal peer-to-peer. The use case is that if I'm here in the United States and you're there in Mexico, or I'm in the United States and you're in Russia, I can actually pull out my mobile phone and send directly to a person in another country with no pass-through, no third party. That is, freedom. Technology today is opening up the entire world. So a business owner today, even without a bank account or just with the internet alone, can actually do commerce in another country globally. Peer-to-peer or business to business. That gives a lot of freedom, and it takes a lot of ownership that now we can do business instantly across the world with no third party. Right now, there's about 1.7 billion people unbanked, but those people have cell phones, and on these cell phones, they can have their own bank account now, right? Because they control the crypto. The crypto goes to a personal wallet, a wallet that anyone that has an electronic device can download a wallet, and now they can store their funds, right? That is peer-to-peer. Protect your money. For me, my family has personally lost a lot of wealth through debt. People die, someone loses the records, the taxes, it gets into probate. Some relatives don't have the knowledge or information to take ownership and prove that they own the property. Well, through the blockchain, through crypto, if I give a private key to wealth that I have on an electronic device, we can skip probate. I die, they get a note, they go into my wallet, and they can send it out immediately, right? Which gives the family a little bit of security on preserving it, not losing it, not being taken away. We have the freedom, and I'm a big supporter of, we live in America, everyone should pay taxes, right? And they ask us to report our earnings. Well, places like Coinbase, I've been in since 2017, 16, places like Coinbase will just send over blindly whatever's in your account, whatever gains you think you had. And then now it's on you to fight and say, hey, I didn't really make 800,000. Crypto is down and I've actually lost 200,000. Well, then the IRS has proved it. But the Coinbase, Kraken, all the centralized exchanges, they're just reporting information blindly. Part of that is now decentralization, is that now they have to act. Same thing with local audit. They can send a note to the bank and they'll freeze all your accounts, right? And if you're a business owner, that is kind of scary to just get your accounts frozen. And then you have to say, hey, can I please have access to my money so I can pay the people that's working for me. In Canada, a couple of weeks ago, the network went down, their banking system. And so there's people without for about a week that can't get access to their funds in the bank. How would it feel if you worked hard your entire life and all of a sudden you can't get access to your funds? Technology, this is happening more and more, right? In China, they have tanks out in front of the banks. The government is protecting the banks because people are going to the banks asking to withdraw their money, and the banks are saying no. The money is now under our control, and we'll give it to you when you feel like it. Or it's our money, right? We had a a centralized platform in crypto go down, Celsius, Voyager, and they just close components, right? So crypto is about decentralization. It's about people. It's about ownership. For business owners, it can solve a lot of problems. You know, I teach a concept called become your own bank. Every business that have resources should also have the mentality that we're going to have some of our assets in a decentralized wallet that we own, that it can't be frozen. And become your own bank, you can also lend to yourself, right? You can take the assets that you have, you can leverage that, and you'll get loans based on the assets that you already own, and that's credit. So I can put 100,000 into a wallet, then I can take a loan out with no credit checks, in an instant, and pull 80,000 out. Still have 100,000 in the account, and then take 80,000 to pay for things inside the business, right? To pay the employees and still maintain the wealth, and then of course pay it back. There's no monthly payments when you take a loan from yourself in DeFi, right? The loan is you're putting up the crypto that you have, and the crypto fluctuates up and down. And based on that, you get more or you get shorter credit limits. Another thing you can do is you can move it into a stable coin. So people say, oh, crypto is volatile, right? They have a coin called USDC, which is a stable coin that doesn't fluctuate. It is just a digital representation of your dollar that doesn't have to be stored in the bank. It can be stored on your wallet. It can be stored on your phone. There's a thing called multi-sig. You're worried about your phone. There's a thing that where you can actually have, I can give a key to my daughter, I can give a key to my wife. I say, hey, well, 2 out of 3 needs to say yes before we approve a transaction. This is just a process. You know, people ask about where do you store it and how can it be secured? You know, it is the same thing of keeping money in your house or keeping it on an electronic device. Wherever you choose to store it, it is the process. You know, for me, I don't use ledgers. I take a regular cell phone, I can rent a storage, instead of going to get a safety deposit box, I can rent a storage and I can put a phone in there and no one will know how much it has, right? I can leave the United States and I can be in a different country and I can call my wife and say, I want to buy a house in 500,000. There's no 3-day delay. There's no, you know, what are you going to do with this money? There's no, we'll come back in a couple of days and can't say that much. There's no restrictions. That is a form of freedom. Right now, there's a lot going on in the industry. I think crypto is the future. And the biggest obstacle right now for business owners are people that even have cash. It's on-ramping their cash into crypto. Well, a couple of weeks ago, MoneyGram, this is, hey, anyone that wants to on-ramp cash, we'll take it and we'll convert it to crypto for you. And it is part of the new standard. The new standard that's coming out is ISO 222. And you know, some people say, hey, what is that? It's a global remittance system, right? No different than why do we have batteries, AA? You know, anywhere in the world, I can go and say, hey, I want a AA battery. And it's a AA battery everywhere in the world. It is an international standard. Right now, in November of 2022, they're releasing a new international standard with global remittance. How do we send payments in digital currency? There's a couple of currencies like XRP, XLM, USDC, Algorand. There you have this standard that they issued, but they're going to be allowed to go across the border, sending from one country to the next without a third party, right, on their own network. So crypto, embracing crypto for business owners, is opening up the world in e-commerce. It's going to allow you to, you know, do business in different countries and have one payment. You know, that is huge because there's no time in history that we've had the internet and we've had a currency that's global, right? The currency was controlled by whatever the government was in power. Now we have something that people can interact across borders, which is a huge opportunity. Most of us are business owners and we do business here in the United States. But what happens when we're able to do business everywhere in the world? And accepting payments, right? The microloans, there's 60% of the world are doing micro businesses. They're online, they're accepting payments, and they're doing it in their currency. This is going to help you make. You know, now I can buy something from a kid in Africa that has a product online. I can say I'm receiving 100 USDC, which is $100 here, but it may be worth more there. It's still 100 USDC in digital currency. Quality of life. You know, crypto has been around since 2009, but one thing that people fail to see is that when Julian Assange, the WikiLeaks founder, you know, was sharing all these secrets with governments. They put him on Interpol. They froze his bank accounts. They stopped all his credit cards. And there was one guy that was able to travel around the world because he had Bitcoin. And that's when Wall Street woke up. That's when the financial markets woke up and says, man, one man was able to get around the world without having any cash, any credit, and he was able to be free. And so his quality of life, you know, he ended up, of course, eventually they bargained for him. The relationships the United States had with other countries to say, you know, we'll turn him in. But it wasn't from a lack of resources. It wasn't because he didn't have it. And he actually had more money because all his payments were accepted in crypto, Bitcoin, and the value went up from 2014 to 2000 to now. You know, that the Bitcoin they received, if you look at any period in history, if you hold crypto for 2 years or 3 years, for the last 11 years, it had continually going up. So the period of 3 years, anytime that you buy crypto, it has equal Bitcoin. You can't buy all cryptos. There is a negative. There's about 20,000 cryptocurrencies anyone can create, but it's the demand. And right now, the top 20 coins account for 93% of the entire crypto space. Ethereum and Bitcoin and stablecoin, which is USDC, which is Ethereum and Bitcoin, accounts for about 64% of the entire cryptocurrency market. So those are the two main cryptos. And the difference between Bitcoin and Ethereum, Bitcoin is the king of crypto, and they call everything else an altcoin, meaning alternative coin to Bitcoin. And so Bitcoin is the one coin that it is the dominant cryptocurrency. All the other coins are alternative coins to Bitcoin. That's why they call it altcoin. You know, one of the things that I'm really, you know, my business is I have a mastermind of crypto guys all across the world. I have members in Ecuador, Colombia, Thailand, Africa, England, and we all come together because we wanted freedom. Last couple of months ago, we went down to Antarctica, which was a conference for freedom seekers, guys that want to be capitalists. You know, I would say capitalists, anarchists, people that just want ownership of their funds and want to be free to spend and do business with people they want. It is a community. The big part of crypto that a lot of people miss out is the community aspect. As a business owner, you know, just offering crypto that, hey, I accept it, would actually bring you a new audience. It would bring you guys that, there's some guys that only want to use crypto. They only want to interact because they want to have ownership. They don't have a bank account. And offering crypto, it actually is opening up your business to a global market. And this is another benefit. You know, crypto is coming into every aspect of life. If you have a kid and they're playing video games, there's an opportunity there's a section in crypto called Play to Earn. And it is a video game that pays in cryptocurrency, which they can convert into cash. I have a team in the Philippines. We actually partner with them. We buy the NFTs, we buy the weapons in the games. They play, and it creates passive income and we split the profits. So I pay guys in different countries to play games 8 hours a day. That is called Play to Earn. And that was Axie Infinity Then you have a game called Undead Blocks, which is like a first-person shooter game. My passion for that is I don't play video games, but I know that I'm helping families in the Philippines, in Mexico, third world countries, say, play this game, and we'll split the profits. I'll provide the assets in asset games, which are NFTs and weapons, for you to play. And a lot of them are making more playing games than they would if they were working at a business in their country. Second, I have a group here, and it's a move to earn category. You're able to exercise, sweat equity. I have a watch here and I have a phone. As I walk around, I earn money. And it's called move to earn. And so imagine, having a big country and guys paying on a blockchain that they're walking and then they're earning crypto. And when they earn that crypto from exercising, we can then take that into a crypto environment that you can trade it. And now on a decentralized platform, you can take $100 and you can leverage it 10x or 20x or 30x based on your skill level, and you can trade it. And now I can take $100 that I earned walking and exercising, getting big, and then take that $100 if I know how to trade on a decentralized platform, and then I can leverage that to a $1,000 trade, $2,000 trade. That is a aspect that I teach, which it is freedom. People say, I don't have any money, I want to get in crypto. You can download on your phone right now, Step App. It is an app that allows you to Google. You go to Google, you have Android, you have iOS. It's a Step App, and it syncs with your watch, whether you have iPhone or Android, and you can start earning by walking. And then we show you how to convert that into either dollars, or then we show you how to trade it in a decentralized platform, which is not centralized. It stays in your wallet. They give you credit based on the crypto that you have in your wallet, and let you trade it on the platform. So this is a strong reason you should start embracing crypto, because there's not an issue. We all hear about the scams. People losing their money in crypto, or it being hacked or being stolen. What happened if you didn't have to work for it? All you have to do is exercise. What happened if you just offered some customers the opportunity to see crypto? That is how you get into crypto. It's not by watching YouTube. It's not by watching videos. It is by embracing it, accepting it, spending it, and then getting in a community that you have other crypto guys. You never have to trust one person. But if you guys need a community, my name is Jamar James. It's DCG Mastermind, and we want to create a bunch of free people.
Awesome. Love it. It looked like I got a bunch of stuff. I was talking to my dad yesterday about crypto, and he's like, Joel, I just don't understand it. And I said, Dad, make it simple. It's digital money. You store it in a digital wallet. That's all it is. You can pay for it, you can call it money. Thanks, Jamar. You really opened our eyes today. What I'm going to show you right now is I want to, first of all, thank our next speaker, Dr. Melanie Obitz Bukartek, who brought these wonderful books today, and they're branded with her logo on the front. They're very nice, nifty books, and I believe everybody's going to get one today. And then I brought some giveaways as well. I'm the former CEO of Centric Protocol. Centric Protocol is a cryptocurrency, and I brought in a couple of items from Centric. One is a branded T-shirt with our logo, as well as the website, and then a mug that also matches it, and then another mug that has what you probably can't see in the back, but I'll show you the shirt version of it, and that is right here, Buy, Panic, Hodl, Retire.
Nice.
As many people in crypto say, is if you can't hold or hodl, you can't retire. And then the other item that I brought two of these are Centric hoodies, because everybody in crypto likes to wear hoodies. And this is also branded. There's an XL. I only brought one XL and one large, and we'll be giving those away right before lunch. And with that, give me just a second. If I was an octopus, I'd have my hand. All right, and Lily, you're going to be my helper today. Put your hands together for Lily. Lily Bowman is in just a little bit. Lily is related to the founder of this event, and she's also very helpful. With that, again, thank you, Dr. Melanie Obitz Bukartek, for the wonderful gifts that we're going to be giving away just before lunch. And I'm going to introduce you. Is that okay? Thanks, come on up. While Melanie's coming up, I'm going to do a quick introduction for Melanie. Before today's program, I was telling her, I want to talk to you because you can help my family. But she'll tell you about what that means. Dr. Melanie Obitz Bukartek is an extra writing instructor, award-winning educator, and speaker dedicated to helping people experience and leverage the transformational benefits of writing. As the founder and CEO of the Collegiate Writer, Melanie teaches underserved and underrepresented students how to write high-quality, standout college application essays at no cost to the students and their families. Her unique instructional methods have a 100% success rate with student acceptance into the top 50 schools. That's pretty cool. Melanie lives in Delaware with her husband, son, and 2 daughters. They can often be found enjoying the sand and ocean even during the winter months. Here to give her talk on leverage this research, please give a round of applause for Dr. Melanie Obitz Bukartek.
Business owners. So when I look at the timeline of my life, there is a distinct line from my life before I was a business owner and then after I was a business owner. One of my favorite things to do is to pluck out experiences that I've had before I was a business owner and strategically bring them into my current life. And so I would love for you all to understand research-based strategy that I plucked from experiences over 10 years ago. When I had moved from Virginia to Colorado with my husband and our young son, I left a job as a literacy coach, working in schools, helping teachers and students get better at writing. In Colorado, I had a job across 50 schools, helping teachers and students get better at writing. It was an exciting time. It was also hard. Moving is tricky. And we had just had a miscarriage, our 6th miscarriage. I was sad, I was angry, I didn't know how to feel better. As a result of these losses, well-meaning people had gifted me gratitude journals. Even though I'm a teacher of writing, and I love writing, I never opened one of those journals. After having more death come out of me than life, I didn't feel like writing if that my breakfast tasted great. I just wanted to feel better. I did end up using writing in a way that I'd never had before. On a Saturday morning, I was a stew of mixed emotions. I went up to my bedroom with a blank notebook and a pen. I laid on my carpet, and I wrote and wrote in a way that I never had before. My hand could not keep up with the thoughts that were coming out. My handwriting was awful. I could not read it. It basically was squiggles. But what happened through that writing session was a calm and clarity. I finally felt better than I had in years. What I learned was that page listened really well. It didn't interrupt to tell me how the page thought I should be feeling. And the page also didn't tell me about another page hidden who also had a miscarriage. No, that page listened without judgment and had full patience as I retold things over and over. This became my private strategy. I only shared it with my husband because I felt almost embarrassed by it. It felt like I was going into a magic space. I would write, I would feel better, couldn't explain why. It helped me navigate a difficult time in my life. Years later, while working on my PhD studies at the University of Wisconsin-Madison, I learned the neurobiology science behind what I had experienced. I learned that our brains are wired in such a way that when we express our thoughts and engage in writing, we can shift our brain waves into theta. And this is a meditative type state. You've experienced it when you first wake up in the morning, you're falling asleep, maybe when you're in the shower. You've had these moments when clarity comes through, and researchers have discovered that this can happen when you want it to. So, as a business owner, it's one of those strategies that I plucked from before business ownership life, and I use it now as my go-to strategy. When I am wrestling with a business decision, I engage in this type of writing. I started to call this luminary writing because every time I engaged in it, something was illuminated off that page for me. This event, for example, I used luminary writing to decide, should I fly across the country and invest nearly $2,000 in flights and hotels and travel? And what came out on that page was crystal clear to me. It said, Ira is a good person and he functions with integrity. And if he's putting on this event, that means that the people that will be here also function with integrity. And as a business owner and in the market, for friends who do the same. That clarity came off the page for me. And it's there for you too at any time. It can be 2 o'clock in the morning, and you're wrestling with the fact that there's been an unhappy client. Or should you bring on a partner? You don't need to make an appointment. You can access this writing immediately. You just need something to write with and something to write on. And then 3 things. Go to a place where you will not be interrupted. Then you write in a way where your thoughts get out, and you don't worry that you can't read it right. You don't need to read it. You are getting yourself into that meditative state, into your theta brain. And then once you are there, you ask the questions that you want the answers to. Should I come to this event on the other side of the country? Yes. Clearly, the answer is yes. And as a business owner, we have all sorts of emotions that we are juggling, and it turns out that this research-based method is one of the top ways to process emotions. You don't have to buy anything fancy. You don't have to go to a particular training. You already have everything you need to immediately access this tool. I'm also not telling you to do it every day. I'm not saying this is the habit that you do before your feet touch the floor. No, you use this strategy when you need it. You have nothing to lose by trying it. After you do, I would love to hear how it went for you. Thank you.
Thanks again, Melanie. Like I said, you're on my short list of people who all over. We're gonna take a brief break. Before we do that, I want to share where this is playing live. This is live on YouTube and Facebook. And of course, you can repurpose this material for social media. And I'm sure Ira later on will give us some updates, not just on optimizing your LinkedIn engagement, but also using the material that came from this event in a variety of ways. What we're going to do is we're going to segue into some general casual networking. And if you don't know what that means, basically you can just hang out here and in the next room and get to know one another. We're going to do that for probably half hour, 45 minutes, and then we'll be bringing up a couple more speakers. But if you have any questions, just kind of grab me or Ira or Lily, and we'll answer any questions you have. Okay? Take care.
It's kind of like being a DJ, you know, that's on the dance floor.